One really nice feature of the CR30 configurable safety relay is that you can get the Ethernet plugin module for it and connect it to a ControlLogix or CompactLogix PLC. To do that, we're going to go into our I/O configuration, and inside of it we see Ethernet. We're going to right-click Ethernet, new module, and in the filter box you can type the full model number, or in this case we can simply type CR30, and that's going to leave us with the one item, and hit create. And I'm going to call this my safety relay, and its IP address is 192.168.20.211, and we're going to click OK, close, and go ahead and download that to your PLC. And if you need any help downloading your program, or if I went too fast through creating or anything like that, look in the description. We have a whole course that will walk you through all of it. And also go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We put out at least 2 how-to videos a week, and tap that bell. That way you know when they come out. And then put it back in run mode. And and right away we have a little yellow triangle. We have an unplanned learning opportunity is what I like to say. So when you're adding devices over Ethernet, and if you see this little microscopic yellow triangle, that means something's wrong with the module that we just added. So we're going to right click that module and go to properties, and then we are going to go to the connection tab. And this is nearly the perfect example where all of a sudden you can be like, well, I don't see anything wrong. Is since I have this error box, my module fault's being covered. In fact, let me just show this a little more. If I bump this up slightly, you notice I wouldn't even notice the word module fault. This kind of can really get you occasionally. So either we're going to use the scroll wheel, go down, or you can close that. Module owned and configured by another controller. Module may only accept one connection if unicast is used. And I had actually almost forgot about this hitch right here, but yeah, it came back to me really quickly. I don't fully understand the why of this, but this is available to anyone. You don't need a support contract because it says access available everyone. Is go find BF22687, and it's talking about just that. When using the 440CR30, it's saying that module owned and configured by another controller may only accept one connection if unicast is used. And it goes through some very specific steps here, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. Is we are going to go to the properties of CR30. That's where we are at right now. Then we're going to go to the logic configuration tab, and we are going to choose to upload to get type code. So we are uploading the project, upload from safety root, and just as a very important reminder, we upload from devices. We download to devices. So what we're doing is we're pulling that logic that is already in the CR30 out of it. Now it says to go offline with the main controller. So up here in Studio 5000, we're going to go communications, go offline, and we're going to click yes. Yes. And now we're going to go communications, who active, and we are going to download back to that PLC, and we click yes, and now our yellow explanation point goes away. Now, a little bit about what actually happened there was it knew the program that we had created in Studio 5000 didn't match what was in here, at least in that I/O configuration. And while we're not actually controlling the CR30 with the CompactLogix, it did need to know what all was there. That way it can match up what it's reading. Speaking of reading, let's see what we can learn with it. So since it's in our I/O configuration over here, that also means we have tags associated with its name. Now its name is safety_relay. You can always go back to the general tab and figure that out. So if we open up our controller tags, then we have safety relay :I and safety relay :O. And if we open these up, then we have quite a bit of information. Now, first really exciting thing is we have the point data. Now, this is pretty much unconfigured data, but this is what's going on point number 0, what's going on with point number 1, which this is our first e-stop. So I'm going to press the e-stops, and we see both of those drop out. Now, in addition to that, we get some really good diagnostics information in these S things over here. So actually, let's go back to our properties again, and let's go to that logic configuration. And then notice you have an edit logic tab. I kind of wish this was a view logic tab, but we're going to click the edit logic, and this will show you all the items in it. For instance, we have SMF1, and there's 0.0 and 0.1 that are coming into it, and SMF2. So those are our two E-stops. But also here's our SMF3. That's our relay monitoring. And we have SMF5. That is our loops or our outputs. And there's SMF7. There's our reset. So we can see all these in there. So I'm going to close those. And we go back over to our controller tags. And yeah, so SMF1, that was E-stop 1. Press E-stop 1, and that drops out. So now I would know this is E-stop 1. The next one is E-stop 2. Press E-stop 2. That one drops out. All right, SMF3. My memory's not that good, so we're going to have to go back and look at it again. SMF3, that's our relay EDM. So that's our monitoring of our relay. So if we were to press our E-stop, everything seems good there, but now let's break that feedback. Remember, we had those switches from earlier. And so, yeah, there is our feedback monitoring. So this would be safety output EDM monitoring. But yeah, so we could build this out, and you really could add some very good diagnostics in your Studio 5000 program based on that. Now, what's really cool is we don't actually even need to do this through Studio 5000 if you don't have it. I love Studio 5000. It always makes it really good for troubleshooting. But this can also do basic Modbus. So we could add this to a Panel View 800. Or in our case, we're going to pull this data into our Micro 850 PLC. And I created this playlist right here to show you how to do that.